Welcome, everyone. It is Monday, and it's been a while since we've done a case study, so I figured I'd do a case study of a deal that I've done and go over kind of the lessons that can be learned from this case study, and hopefully it'll help you out. So let me pull it up real quick for you. Let's see here. Oh, it's not where I wanted, but that's okay. Okay, let's talk about this deal right here. So this was a deal we did. This was actually this year, 2019. So you can see here's a picture of the house that was sold at foreclosure auction. Here's a picture of the check. You can see my company name on the check and the amount we were able to recover. So we were able to recover $79,000 on this deal, and my net profit was $23,000 on this deal. So what can we learn from this? One thing that I want to make clear is that this business is simple, but the execution is difficult. I've said this before. And what I also want to let you guys know is there are going to be cases that are fairly straightforward and pretty easy. And then there's also going to be cases where you're going to earn your paycheck, and you're going to earn it big time. And this case it wasn't super difficult, but we definitely earned our paycheck. And what do I mean by that? You may end up providing services that are, more than just trying to recover funds for someone. And let me explain how that applies in this story and in this particular case. So obviously this was a good case, good profit deal. But it was kind of, there were some problems we had to overcome. And in business, you're just going to have to learn to overcome problems. That's how you actually make money, is by serving people and overcoming problems, okay? So this lady, house got foreclosed. It was an elderly woman, and she lived in a assisted care facility. Completely, she just needed help with her physical health, but mentally she was completely there. Kind of a sassy lady. She was really funny, actually. I loved talking to her because she was very sarcastic in her humor, and just a fun lady. But anyway, I found her. It was crazy. I couldn't get a hold of her via normal means, and I kept going deep. And a phone number that I found for her led me to an assisted care facility. And I was just like, man. And so I actually called this place and asked for her and was able to get a hold of her. So it was pretty crazy, actually. So we talked, and she's like, there's been other people reaching out to me. I think this is a scam, but you seem to be trustworthy and honest. And I was like, listen, I will come to you. I will, if you want to meet in person, I'm willing to do that. But this is the deal. And I told her, I was like, this house sold, gave her the address. Was that your house? Yes, it was my house, she says. And I told her it sold for this. And so there's some money left over, and you're the former owner, so you could get some of that. So it took a little bit, I actually had to go meet her and show her some stuff. And she was very reluctant and very skeptical at first. But through our meetings, just talking on the phone, and then that final meeting in person, I was able to get her to, sign the paperwork and move forward. So we submit our claim, and a few weeks later, somebody else submits a claim to the money. And the person that submitted a claim was this lady's son. And in his claim, he had actually been contacted by one of my competitors. And one of my competitors said that, he may be entitled. I don't know how they figured that out. Maybe because they assumed that, my client had passed away, which was not the case. But anyway, her son filed a claim for the money, and in his claim stated that his mother suffered from advanced Alzheimer's and could not care for herself or make decisions for herself, which was a complete and utter lie about his own mother, and was actually pretty incredible that he would say such a thing that was untrue. So what ended up happening? Well, this lady actually had a therapist that she'd been seeing for 20 plus years that knew her well, as a doctor. So we actually got a doctor's note stating that she was of a sound and competent mind, that she could make decisions for herself. And it was just crazy. It was astonishing to me that this lady's own son would say that just to get some money. And you're going to come across this, guys. Money does weird things to people and even family, and it's really sad. But you're going to have to deal with people's drama, whether it's family drama. Obviously, when we're dealing with these cases, people have gone through a foreclosure, which can be very traumatic. And there's going to be some stuff that you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to step into their world, and you're going to have to take on some of those issues. So be aware of that in this business. So in this case, I had to take on some family issues. And so another thing that ended up happening is the son did have a power of attorney for the mom, because she had granted that to him to help her with some, help her sell actually this truck that you see in the picture. She granted him a power of attorney to help her sell that truck and do some other things for her. And when I told her what had happened, I was like, listen, your son submitted a claim to the money. Do you want him to give that money? And she said no. She didn't. She was like, that's my house. The money should go to me. I don't understand why he's submitting a claim. And I told her, I was like, well, he does have this power of attorney. And I was like, and she was like, well, what can we do? And I was like, well, I'm reading the power of attorney, and I can see here that it can be revoked at any time. And so I told her, I was like, you have to make a decision. Do you want to let him take it and hope that he gives you all of it because it belongs to you? Or do you want to revoke your power of attorney? And I told her, I was like, listen, this is a very big decision. Like, I'm not giving you legal advice because I'm not an attorney, but do you think he will give you the money? And she said no, which was very sad. That she didn't trust her own son, but it is what it is. And so I was like, okay, you have to make a decision. Do you revoke the power of attorney, or do you let him go forward with the claim? And just crazy stuff. And she ended up revoking his power of attorney, caused a whole bunch of drama. He said some terrible things about her. And I was just like, man, this is crazy. But at the end of the day, we got the job done for her, and she was happy. She went out, and, I had dinner with her. She wanted to go to Red Lobster. And so we picked her up at the home and took her to Red Lobster, and she was so happy. And it was worth it. It was worth it to, not just for obviously the profit on this deal was great, but also to be able to help, this woman stand up to someone that unfortunately was her own family member that was trying to take advantage of her, and to help defend her against that. That's what makes this deal more memorable for me, is we were able to help her in that aspect. And is it drama? Yes. And you're going to deal with that. So again, going back to the point, on some cases, guys, you're going to earn your paycheck. So be prepared for that. Be prepared to work. Be prepared to go through things that you have no idea how to solve them, but you better figure out how to solve them and solve people's problems and help them and serve them. So that's the story with this case. If you have questions, let me know. Kind of a crazy case, but it was good. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this case study. Let me know your questions. And if you want to learn how to do deals like this, then you can check out www.overagecourse.com or overagesyndicate.com. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.